So basically I'm making a video on how to connect the robot using RobotC, and it's the EV3. I already started it once. I'm right in the middle of boot mode, didn't quite work, so I'm trying again. But even if you haven't done it yet, you just want to make sure you connect your robot by USB to your computer. USB, right? And you follow these instructions here. Yes, words that you might miss if you weren't paying attention, like I did for a couple days. So right here, it says Robot Menu, Download EV3 Linux Kernel. Click here. You want to make sure that it's powered on and connected while you try it. It's going to erase splash. Should take 2 to 3 minutes. It may time out. That's what happened to me last time. Pay attention to any pop-up windows you see occur, because I had one that said I had to restart the computer. I don't know if it was related to this or not. And apparently on my download, it keeps doing different uploads each one. So it's kind of cycling through 3 or 4 different things. We're on number 3, kernel firmware updated. And trying to restart. Slow, but hopefully it will work when we're done. Well, the robot just beeped at me, and it says it was downloaded successfully. Okay, hopefully we're good now. Let's go ahead and test this out. Got my robot. I've got 2 motors attached to my robot. Brick. This is the brick. No, this is the brick. 2 motors. One on the left, one on the right. I'll pull these back a little bit. So this one here is attached to D. This one here is attached to A. We'll do the motor setup. Go ahead and create a new file. You can name it later. There's my code, task main. This is all the things it has to do, but before we do it, we want to get a setup. So you want to go to platform type, make sure you got LEGO Mindstorms for EV3 selected. Go back to robot. I'm going to do motors and sensors setup. So motor A. See, these are the ports. And this will be A, I think, is on the left. And then we go to D, set it up. I believe one of these should be reversed because each of them have a wheel on the outside. So if they're all both turning the same direction, one will be going the wrong direction. But we're going to test that out with our code. So we're just going to click apply. Okay, right now we got that set up. I think we're ready to program. Okay, the way we're going to program it, we start by writing motor, like so, a little bracket, and then it was motor left, oops, like brackets equals whatever number you give it is power. That's 50% power. Actually, I'm going to make it lower. Let's make it 10% power. Go nice and slow so we can read what's going on. Set the power, and then we're going to wait. You wait 10 millisecond or 1 millisecond, like so. If we give it 5,000 is the number in between, that means 5,000 milliseconds or 5 seconds. Okay, and at this point, I've zoomed in a little bit so you can read it. Notice these are brackets, and you want to name it exactly as you named it in the motor and sensor setup. In fact, the name is right up here, so you can actually copy from there or from here and paste it in. Notice there's a semicolon at the end of every line. Okay, so it says power motor left at 10% power, power motor right for 10% power, wait for 5 seconds, and that's the program. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can compile and download it to the robot. For now, we'll just call it simple drive test. Save it, add errors, Let's see what's going on. Let's see, it's because I changed the name. Copy that. It's actually left motor, right motor. Let's see if that compiles. Good, it likes it. So now we're going to download to the robot. Alright, probably have to download the firmware. Okay, I pulled up the motors so we can see it. I'm going to compile and then download to the robot. I'm going to click start. Now, one of the things I notice is the wheels are turning towards me, and to me that's going to be backwards if I have it positioned this way. I may or may not, but if I do, and that's backwards, you have two options. The bad way to do it would be you could give negative power. So if you put -10 and -10, what that's going to do is a negative value means turn in the opposite direction. So if I compile and download and I click start, now it's going the opposite direction. Okay, that looks forward to me. But that's a bad way to do it. And here's why. -10 power is in the negative direction. So there is a better solution. When you write your code, write it as if positive is forward, negative is backward. Very important here. You want to make sure you code it like you would if everything was set up correctly, not if everything was set up in reverse. So what do? You go back to the motor and sensor setup, and you just click reversed, click OK, give it +10, compile, download, and then start. And now it's changed direction. It's turning away from me like it should to go forward. And I'll turn it sideways just so you can see. So let's say this end is the front and it's front wheel drive. See that? See? It rolls along off the screen. Okay, sorry, that's a little bit silly. Okay, so anyway, that's your setup for how to do this. And so just from here on out, I'll have other videos. You can find lots of tutorials on here. This is in general how you set up your Mindstorms, EV3, and RobotC. Thanks for watching.